Okay, so this week's weekly is going to be over chapter 10 in our book. And as we take a look into chapter 10, it talks about prior restraint. And so, for the specific case that they include in this chapter, it opens up by describing a high school chief and editor. His name is Vinny Vella. And Vinny has a story about these exotic dancers that appeared in that he had one day. So, he wanted to make a story about it. But due to the circumstances of it being a big story and people were gravitating towards it. They were not allowed to publish it due to the principal of the headmaster of the school. So Vinny ends up telling his chief of or not chief of editor, it's his editor. His name is Luke Harold to publish the story, and it gets shut down by the administration at the school, but it's because for prior restraint. I mean, when you get these stories that are explicitly out there and like they give in telling details of what's going on, it's kind of weird that you how you can't just publish certain things. And I think that in this particular case, the students had a different view from the administration because stuff like that affects people in their everyday lives. And I can see how that could be something in my life that I could use going forward in this next coming week. That prior restraint, you got to think about what you're publishing and producing and putting out there in the world before you actually get into what you want to. Because I mean, anyone can say whatever, but if it just depends on how severe it is and what precautionary measures that you have to take before um, publishing something like this. And so I think it says at the end of the case, the administration was hypersensitive and good for no reason. Smith said they handled in such a way that it seems like we were idiots. Like we never like they never took us serious, and we just wanted our next colossal screw up. So I feel like in this prior restraint situation, the administration kind of looked down upon the story, even though that like it was pretty severe because I mean exotic dancers in a class it's uncalled for in a normal setting. But um, I think that this particular case brings light to certain situations like that, and I think that it could benefit me and others going forward, and just to give a good outlook onto what we can and cannot publish to the audience to our audiences. Well, this is my weekly 10, and I just want to say thank you for listening and goodbye.